Hi here, the Potter. Let me leave you with a little tidbit. I was asked some time ago a question, and you should know that you have to be ready in an instant with a question if it's asked you, if it's containing the Bible, pertaining the Bible. How do you know God is real? Somebody asked me that question. How do I know that he's real? Because demons are real. Okay? Demons are real. So that means God is real, because something has to combat that, right? Well, I told them a little story, and they didn't like how they were afraid of it. But they asked me, and I was in the parking lot. Okay? So I asked them a question. They asked me a question. But anyway, it all started when I was in Colorado Springs, and I was with my buddies from school. It was a bunch of us girls. We got together, and we were going over to this one girl's house. Names have changed to protect the innocent, you know. So it was going over Betty's house, and it was all of us together. And it was about 7 of us all together. We were going over the house. And all of a sudden, we were playing in the basement, and they had these dogs up on top. It was a Doberman and another dog or whatever. We always played in the basement. They never bothered us. But one particular day, the other girl, because there was 2 of them, they were sisters, one went into the other room and came out with this big board. Their brother was in the armed forces, and I think he went over to Haiti and got this big old thing, and it was a Ouija board. We did not have no idea what it was. A Ouija board? What is that? I don't know. But anyway, it was big, an obnoxious thing, and it was carved. It was real. And she says, oh, you just ask it questions and it gives you answers. And we didn't know nothing about the occult. Okay? Now, let me show you. You see the scar on my leg? Right here. This thing is on my knee. Used to go all the way down here. And it went all the way up. But this was the fatty part right here. So, if you can see it, it went all the way up here. But this is what's left. And it went all the way down there. Almost to my calf. I showed you that because that keeps me in memory of what happened. Okay? Went over to the house. We were playing games. She pulls out this big board from her brother's room. And he's not there anymore. And the reason why he's not there anymore, because he's in the armed forces. All right, so we start playing with this thing. It had A to Z, 0 to 9, and yes, no, maybe. Had this little triangle thing in the middle of it. Okay, we thought nothing of it. We were playing. We're saying, you know, who does Crystal like? And we get the little thing around. Oh, you like that Edwin boy? No, I don't. Ah. It was just a funny game. And then, you know, we asked, you know, who does whatchamacallit like, seriously, and everything like this. And we just start laughing, cackling. It was funny. Then the sun started going down. The sun started to go down. Okay? And then we started to get serious. And then Betty went upstairs and came back down with a candle. You know. So she lit the candle, and the candle's going in the room. And now everything is illuminating with this one little candlelight. And we started asking questions on the board. Who is out there? Blah, 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 blah. And the candle goes, it blows out. So she lights it again. All right, who is out there? And all of us, I think it's 7, probably 8 of us all together. Me counting is 8, so it's 7, and I'm 8. Candle goes out. And then we start accusing each other. You're blowing out the candle. No, you're blowing the candle out. You, with your bad breath, is blowing that candle out. And it was just hackling. It was really funny. Then it started getting darker. And then she says, we're going to know who's out here. So everybody kept blowing the candle out. First it was blowing out by itself. And then all of a sudden it just, you know, everybody kept going. you know, blow it out. Okay, so she said, that does it. I'm going upstairs. She went upstairs and came back with this strobe light. You know what a strobe light is? Hers was a round ball, and the light, you can put it on a different timer. You can flick it very fast, but she made it strobe. Light on, light off. Light on, light off. Light on. It's just like that. And then we had the board out, and we had all our fingers on it. We're going around in circles, and now we're going to ask this obnoxious question. Who is out there? And then the room got cold. Now, this is Colorado. It was summertime. We didn't have AC, but it was a nice day, and it was a nice day. But the room got excruciatingly cold. And then the dogs, they were in the window. They were... All of a sudden, they get like off the hook, like devil dogs. What happened? I don't know. And then so we just kept playing the game. Now, we're playing the game. I can't believe that. But we just kept playing the game, We're asking a question, who is out there? Anybody out there? You know, say something. And here I'm sitting on the other side of the fence, and I'm looking at them. And they were all sitting over there. And all of a sudden, their eyes lit up at the same time. They all screamed. Now, I'm on the other side of the table. Are you afraid to look back to see what they're screaming about? And the dogs are in the window, because when you're in a basement in those, you know, in basement in Colorado, it's sunk down. So the windows are up there and you're down here, and you see the legs and the snarling of the dogs in the window, and she had a Doberman Pinscher. So the only way out was up the stairs. We had to go up the stairs. So we were running up the stairs, and when one gets up, the other one pulls the other one. It was almost like those comedy acts where one gets up the stairs and the other one pulls that one down, and that one tries to go up and that one gets up and you pull it down. But we kept going and going until we finally all got out. And then when it opened up to the backyard, the basement opens up to the backyard, and the dogs are way over there in the corner, and they're just they start coming after us. Now, when a Doberman Pinscher comes after you, you're going to run. She was trying to say, stop it, stop it. The dog would not stop. We were running for our lives. We were screaming and we were crying. And she had this big picket fence. It had the, you know, the pickets on top, the little sharp points. Everybody was scrambling over the top of that thing. And here I come, because I was long and lanky. I went over with my lead leg. You know, with your lead leg. And this leg was my follow legs. So when I got this up and over the fence, it scraped that pointed top of that fence and laid my leg open. Laid my leg open like a zipper. White meat was hanging out of it. My skin was on the fence. This was a no laughing matter. We met under the light post, and everybody was shaking in fear. What did just happen? Nobody knew. Nobody knew what happened. I don't know what happened. They don't know what happened. And we were just crying. She goes, I'm not going back in there. Because her parents were gone. I don't know what they were. Sometimes they go over other people's house and play bridge and all this other stuff. They had no idea. None. They were crying. And so they had to spend the night over Jennifer's house or something like this. And we went back home. Well, a couple of days passed, okay? And then Joyce and the other people and Margaret and all them, they were saying that something is happening over at that house. This is way before the Poltergeist movie. Way before that. Way before, I think, Exorcism and all the other stuff start to come out. This is way before then. And this is when I was in high school. This is in the 70s. The chairs in their house stacked up in the middle of the floor in a weird way. Their mother would come home and she'll like, now who stacked these chairs up like? And nobody was owning up to it because it's only them there. Take it down, and they said their mom goes out to get groceries come in, and then all the cabinet doors are open. She tells me these things. And I didn't know what to think because I have never encountered nothing like that. And they haven't either. We were young, 16, 17 years old. I don't know anything about that. And then her dad was an avid fisherman. People came to the house to buy bait from him. He had all these different containers that had fish in them, with the bubbly, the oxygen thing going on, and they'll buy bait fish. And when he comes back in from work to get on his other job selling bait fish and all that, he opens them all up, and all the bait fish are dead, floating upside down. The aeration and everything is still going on. He doesn't know what's happening, so he scrapes them all off and get brand new bait fish. And believe it or not, again, he opens them up, and they're all floating upside down. Now, as that was going on, apparently these guys told their parents what happened. And one day I was going to the school, and we swung by their house, and lo and behold, in a big trash can was splinters of that Ouija board, all stuffed inside, ready for the garbage man to take it. But guess what? Let me tell you this. They were ready for the garbage man. It took it away. But the activity in the house escalated. Their parents were so afraid, guess what they did? They put that house up for sale. Now, this was a beautiful house. It was a shape like an L shape, an L. And it's called a ranch-style house. It had like a horseshoe-style driveway where you can go up and go out the other side. I think it was like 4 bedrooms, 2 full-size bathrooms, sunken living room, beautiful kitchen. It was beautiful. And they gave that up, and they ran out of that house. Well, years passed. Years passed. I'm in college now. I come back from college. I go over there, and surely enough, the house has the for sale sign on it, still swinging. The grass have grown up all over the place. There was a boy on a bicycle. I don't know who he is. He comes around the corner. He's hanging on my car, and he said, "Are you looking to buy that house over there? Are you looking to buy that house?" And I said, "I know a person who stayed in that house a long time ago. They stayed in that house a long time ago." And then he says, "Ma'am, I'm going to tell you, nobody can stay in that house. That house been sold I don't know how many times, but nobody is able to stay in that house. That house is haunted," he said. This is years. I think I was a freshman in high school when this whole thing started. And he says, that house is dirt cheap. If you want to buy it, it's dirt cheap. Lord have mercy. When I started to look at that, and I said, you know what? If that's real, and something came in that was evil, I have the scar on my leg to prove it. If that's real, well, then God is real. Because there's something to combat that. Now, see, at that time, we didn't know. We did not know that there's a way that you can have authority and cast them things out there. So this summer, I'm going to try to make it back there to that same house to see if it's still there. Maybe it's been bombed down. I don't know. But I'm going back to the same neighborhood. And I'm going to try to find out what happened. So, God is real. Don't doubt him. Doubt is a sin. I had to learn that. You start doubting things. It's sinful to doubt. And if that house is up there and it's still dirt cheap, I got the power of Jesus Christ and the authority to go through all those rooms with oil and cast them things out back to the abyss from which they have come. And then I'll have a house in Colorado Springs. I'm going to go find out. But anyway, all I'm trying to say, stay in Christ. Jesus Christ is real. Christ is the big guns that can move everything out the way. That's if you stay in Christ. His laws, his statutes, his commandments. And be ye holy, for he is holy. All right, I'll see you guys later. Got to click the clock. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise always shall continually be in my mouth. And let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thine sight. O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Bless you.